in Boston for 2 reasons. Okay, one is to tour the school. I've said this before. I go to UMass Boston. I have for a year. I'm going into my senior year. I'm going straight through, so I'm not taking like the next summer, next winter off. So I will graduate hopefully next December. I've never toured the school. When I shattered my ankle last year, I have a whole video on that. I was supposed to fly out here 2 weeks later to do what I'm doing now. So we're doing it a year later. I had hotel credit, flight credit that I had to use up within the year. So that's the main reason. The second reason is we're touring apartments. I'm touring in multiple different areas to see what I want, and that way I can know when time comes closer, this is the apartment what I want. So that's why we are here. But yeah, I'm excited to explore the city that I will be living in for at the very least a year to 2 years. I could stay here for the rest of my life if I want.
It's 6 a.m. I never thought I had a full face makeup at this hour, but here we are. Here's the luggage. I gotta say bye-bye to my poopies. Hi, Paige. Hi. I arrived at my local airport at around 6:30, checked in, and just waited for my flight. At around 8:30, we started to board the first flight from El Paso to Dallas. Landed in DFW, which has like one of the worst landings ever, and hit the SkyTrain to go to the other side of the airport to reach our gate and barely make it. I watched the Hunger Games and drank a Dr. Pepper on this flight. Then about 3.5 hours later, we landed finally in Boston at around 3 o'clock their time. No, we just got here. Look at the face! We're really all the salted stuff because they just won. It is 7 o'clock. We're gonna do a quick room tour. This is the bathroom. It's cute, small, full-size shower, stuff, and body lotion. Okay, turn these things on. Don't know what that is. The door, 2 beds. Another mirror, fridge, microwave, good. A reading nook for all the reading I'm not gonna do. The view of the train track, courtyard. I don't know how I feel about the purple, but I get Wisteria is purple. We were pretty tired from travel, so we decided just to eat at the hotel restaurant. I got a margarita pizza and truffle fries. We are heading out to school, and my hair is this big. We had a campus tour of my school, University of Massachusetts, Boston, which is on the waterfront, and we learned everything about the campus that I actually did not know as someone who literally has been attending this school for a year, but it is gorgeous on the water. We had a quick 20-minute informational talk on what the school has, things I didn't even know when I applied, so that was cool to learn. And then we toured all of the lecture halls, student buildings, dorms for the freshmen, so now I know exactly where every single part of campus is. That's turkey. Where did it come from? After the tour, we went to the campus bookstore to pick up some merch because I own nothing from literally the college I go to. I don't know, I feel like after school orientation, they should have mailed me a free t-shirt. Girl, why we have Stanleys here? They only have dad, not mom. Why is this the only thing that says mom on it? Look, cups. But again, they only have dad, no moms. By the time we were finished, it was about mid-afternoon, so we decided to drive over to Quincy Market. It is this really cool food hall with a lot of historic stuff near it. This place is so cool.
something more. And please forgive me, I can hardly breathe. And now you got me painting roses on the bedroom.
After getting our food, we sat on the top of the hall. I got a pizza, some samoas, and a mango lassi.
Let's try Regina's. It's okay. Kind of tastes like New York.
After eating our lunch, we decided to walk around the area, and let me tell you something, no one warns you about the seagulls. They're everywhere and they do not care, and you cannot scare them, so keep that in mind as someone who's terrified of birds. There was this cool statue of, I don't know, I saw the black dog and that was really cool to me. We are going to Dunkin' and I'm sweating. About a street over, there is a Dunkin', and I had to get Dunkin' because they are from Boston. And we walked up to the Old State Church, which is right there, and sat and drank our Dunkin' drinks to rehydrate because I'm just a girl. We then decided to try to learn the tea to get us back to our hotel. And let me tell you, I got us lost in one direction. But once I figured it out, this was great. We just got back. It's like 4:30. My glasses are on because I have horrible eyesight. Now my hair was done this morning. It is looking like this. So if you're from Boston or anywhere around water, I'm gonna need you to let me know how to not make my hair do this. Am I gonna need to get a Brazilian blowout, something, because my hair gets like Monica from Friends in the humidity. Also, I like my makeup dewy. It looks matte now, which I'm fine with because I was sweating off everything here. So let me know that. Am I gonna need to change up my makeup routine to survive the heat? This just needs help. But we just got back. We are going to rest for a couple minutes and then head out to the deck tour. We took the orange and blue line over to the aquarium, got some Ben & Jerry's ice cream because there was a stand while we waited, and got on the tour. If you do take this tour, as for Captain Weirdbeard, he was amazing with his facts and history. Also, I believe the tour only runs during the summer and spring months, so keep that in mind. Fun fact, the Omni Hotel you pass on this route actually invented Boston cream pie, which is a really cool fact. And if you're interested in the Freedom Trail, a lot of this goes through the Freedom Trail, so you get a cool overview.
Up here on the left-hand side, this white granite building, that's called the Somerset Club. It's where John Singleton Copley's house used to be. Nowadays, it's one of the world's most exclusive dining clubs. I'll tell you more about it. I'm not a member. I have no idea what they do in there. Fanny Appleton, she was married to Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, the guy who wrote Paul Revere's Ride. Her family lived in 39 Beacon Hill. And on the left is Walnut Street. That's nuts. That they named after. Actually, it's the tree streets. Walnut to Chestnut, Chestnut to Willow, Willow to Acorn, Acorn being one of the most photographed streets in the United States. It's gorgeous out there. It's got the brick sidewalks.
Bedroom floor. Mr. Hazel Eyes, Mr. Golden Skies, you don't see what you do.
They got here from England, and the first thing they did was, well, they died. Because the winters are notoriously bad out here. So most of them all laid to rest out here. So the building next to it, the King's Chapel, oldest granite building in Boston.
Into me, and Mr. We're just friends, you know, in the end.
Do you guys know there's real gold up on the dome? It is. It's about 14 pounds of 23 karat gold up on the dome. They have free tours you can take at the State House any weekday. Come down here, you just go through the General Hooker entrance on the left-hand side here. It refers to the man on the horse, General Fight Joe Hooker. He fought for the North in the Civil War. His name aged really bad. Read a book. Mary Dyer. Looks like she broke her phone. She's trying to text somebody. There's Paul Revere and his two wives. In the middle, Ben Franklin. He's buried, in Philadelphia. But his parents and brother are buried right there. 5 victims of Boston Massacre buried out here.
And if you didn't know, the duck boat tour actually goes on the Charles River, so it is a land and river experience. This is really cool to actually be on the water and see all the activities that they do in the summer on the water. This is definitely something I'm going to bring my friends and family to when they visit, and is high on my recommendation list. Yes, it is absolutely very touristy, but it helped me understand the layout of Boston, and I learned a lot of good facts. Afterwards, we walked over to the North End to this little restaurant that I cannot even begin to pronounce. I got eggplant parmigiano, my grandma got mushroom pizza, gluten-free for dinner, and then we took the orange line back to the hotel for the night. Even walking around at 10 p.m. at night, it was still pretty active and I felt pretty safe. I did overnight curls and it did not work, so we're gonna have to fix this or else it's gonna get bigger. But today we are apartment, more like I'm touring apartment buildings. They're owned by companies, so they always have availability. So that's what we're really looking into. I learned yesterday that the humidity makes my hair and my makeup very poofy and sweaty, so we're gonna have to work on that going forward. I feel like I look very yellow, so I'm just gonna get dressed. It's like 9, and then we're heading out to the first apartment, which I really like. I don't know, I'm not really gonna put them in this video. There's gonna be a whole separate video on like what I'm looking for. I guess I'll just montage in this video because that's what we're doing mostly today. I'm looking at 3 buildings, all kind of in the area I want to be in. This is what we are wearing. Let's go fix this. This is our final look. In my tote, I have my camera, my purse, my glasses. We're gonna go to our first apartment.
It isn't fair the way you say my name, like a song
After the first apartment, we were pretty hungry, so we decided to go to Tatte Bakery, which is my new obsession. It is this local, like, chain in Boston. I love this place. Loved it so much that we went twice and we almost went a third time. This place is so good, and the matchas rule. So afterwards, we went to the second apartment, which actually passed my school, and viewed this one.
like a song I've never heard before. Song I've never heard before. And you say that loving is impossible. You say that
Then we viewed the third apartment, finishing them off for the day.
Girl, don't ask about this. It is 5 o'clock. I am shiny. I need to buy powder when I live here. We are done touring the apartments. I'm eating this little cheese board I got in the lobby. Now we're gonna go to Trader Joe's. I've never been to Trader Joe's. My hair looks really red on camera.
I saw this cute dog in a car on the way to Trader Joe's. Anyways, got to Trader Joe's for my first time ever. We took the orange line here and then walked.
but it's a feeling I can't ignore. Oh, and Mr.
It is haul time, however, I did not realize that my camera has a slow-mo feature, so this was all filmed in slow-mo. So bear with me, we're doing a voiceover on this because I had to speed up the footage. Starting with what I picked up at the school, I got this hat that says UMB. I've been saying it's the summer of the hats, and I thought this was so cute. Next, I picked up this little magnet mini flag for my mom, and I got this sweatshirt that just says UMass Boston. It is pretty big even for being a size small, but I thought it'd be cute to wear on my online classes. Finally, I got this UMass Boston mom shirt. It is the only piece of clothing in that damn store that says mom. Everything else says dad. At the airport, I also picked up this lobster. I thought it was too cute, and I collect like stuffed animals on accident. People just buy me stuffed animals. Then I also got this little dog toy from the duck tour for my dog Scarlet because she'd be pissed if I showed up without something for her. And at Tatte, I also picked up this mini travel cup, and it says I love you, a Tatte like latte. Up next is Trader Joe's, starting with this cute tote that was only $4, and I thought it'd be great for when I come back for my groceries. I picked up these sweet potato dog treats for my dogs. They absolutely love them. And then the scrub and lotion of this Brazilian nut stuff. It's supposed to be a dupe for Sol de Janeiro, and let me tell you, it is. I also picked up these coconut covered almonds for my mom, beef jerky for my brother. He requested this. I'm a vegetarian, but he wanted this and I had to. I also got him these buffalo style almonds. He really liked these. And if you cannot go to Trader Joe's if you do not get these rolled corn tortilla chips, they are so good. I would rank these higher than Takis. I also grabbed this vanilla bean paste. It is so much cheaper at Trader Joe's than at my local grocery store. And finally, onto seasonings, I picked up elote seasoning, green goddess seasoning that I heard is really good on veggies, and then dill pickle seasoning. We walked and took the tea over to the Boston Tea Party Museum. This place is really cool. So if you like history, I'd recommend this, but we started by doing our souvenir shopping. I picked up some tea, a little snow globe, and a hat and t-shirt for my brother. Did the tour. So it's like a reenactment sort of thing. You also get to go on replica boats. What you don't see online is that there is an actual museum. They have original stuff from the actual party, which you are not allowed to take any photo or pictures in, but that is the best part. If you like history, this is totally worth it. If you don't, this is not for you, but it was pretty cool. It's a really cool experience.
I did throw a replica tea thing into the harbor. It is just like a floating device on a string, but it was cool, and this footage was absolutely brought to you by my grandma. Afterwards at the cafe, I got a scone and some iced tea and just watched the harbor for a bit. After this, we went back to Quincy Market because we weren't really sure what we wanted to eat, but there was options here that we didn't get to try. So I got a boba and a Korean dog, which is not available in my hometown. And we watched some street entertainment, which was really cool. Then we walked over to Mike's Pastry in the north end, about 10 minutes away. This was on my must-do list, the cannolis from Mike's versus Modern. I did see Modern, but I didn't stop. I got 2 cannolis and my grandma got a cheesecake to try. We cooled off for a bit at the hotel and decided to go to a different Tatte bakery for dinner. I got a cauliflower sandwich with soup and then a chai latte. I will say I'm not God's strongest soldier. I had to stop and get a Dr. Pepper. I cannot find a Dr. Pepper anywhere that is not bottled, and I haven't had one in like 4 days since I've been here. So Boston, we're gonna have to fix that, okay? This is all the rage down south, and I think you up here need to get on this train. I have Mike's Pastry right here, so we're gonna try them together. I got the pistachio and chocolate chip cannoli. I think I've only had a cannoli once in my life, so let's see. Here's the chocolate chip. That filling is really good. Wow. Oh my god, that's good. And here is the pistachio. These are girthy babies. Yeah. These are worth the $7 each. I think you could even split with 2, maybe 3 people. Do a little taste tester. It was worth the like 10-minute wait. I did not go to Moderns. I meant to, but it looked dead. Like it wasn't open. So that could just be my mistake. But overall, this was worth the trip over. It's not that far from Quincy Market if you're at Quincy Market already. It's like a 5-10 minute walk. It's worth it to try. And the north end is probably like one of my favorite areas. If you can go. I will probably be spending a lot of time there when I move here. I'm in the courtyard just filling out postcards because they ship them for you when you pay $1. So I thought this would be a cool little surprise for my family. Hopefully by the time I get back, they'll come in a couple days later. They are done. These 2 are for my mother and brother. This one is for me. I picked this one up at the Tea Party Museum. I love postcards. I collect postcards. It's like postcards from all those years ago. Friday, we checked out of our hotel and went to Cafe Bonjour to eat breakfast. I got eggs benedict. I don't know if this is vegetarian. Doesn't matter. It was really good. And then we headed to the airport. And you know what? We got caught in Microsoft outages. It sucked. We were here for a lot longer because our flight kept getting delayed. Finally, we got on our plane to Dallas.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away.
And barely made it to our plane connecting flight back to my hometown.
Your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away.
But we made it, and I was just glad to sleep in my own bed. I just wanted to finish this video with some final thoughts. We are back in my bedroom in my hometown. If you're one of my normal viewers, stay watching. Or if you want to know my final thoughts on this trip, stay watching. But if not, the vlog part is over. Basically, this trip wasn't really like a vacation trip. It was a trip for more like personal business. I was apartment hunting. I had to view my school. And my voice sounds different. It is because I literally think I got a head cold on the final plane right here because there was a lot of people coughing.
Doc told me to travel, but there's COVID on the plane.
I also picked up this sweatshirt at the airport on my way out. Everyone was buying it because I got caught in the Microsoft outage. So my flight was delayed. I was in Logan Airport from basically like 11 a.m. to about 6 p.m. Yeah, we're lucky we made it home when we did. Anyways, my final thoughts, since this was more of like a business sort of trip. First thing I want to say,
The Boston accent doesn't really exist. I heard a couple people have it, but a lot more I heard different languages, which like was really inspiring because I want to learn French. I have to learn Italian for class. We're required to learn one language. I understand Spanish, that sort of thing. But I just want to talk about how I felt on the trip, mostly because this is a city I'm gonna have to move to for at least a year while I finish my undergrad degree. So I had very mixed feelings on arrival. My mother was unable to come with me. I was gonna go alone because she works in education. Texas, their school year, like K through 12, starts in less than 3 weeks by the time we were going on this trip, and she couldn't get the time off, which really sucked. So I was gonna go alone. Totally fine traveling alone. I actually love to be alone, but my grandma heard I was going and she wanted to join me, and I thought it'd be kind of hilarious because my grandma is British, born and raised over there, I think for her first 14 years of life, and then moved to Texas with her family. So I thought it'd be funny because all the British history. But on arrival, I had very mixed feelings the first day because we were touring the school. And by that, I mean they don't offer tours that are not like if you want to come to the school tours. So what I mean, like when you are thinking of going to a college, you go and tour the school. They don't offer that as someone who already attends the school. So they only offer tours of like looking around and learning about the campus, and then orientation, and orientation isn't for a couple weeks. So I was stuck on this tour with about like 10 other groups, like family members, but they were all 16 and 17-year-olds, and I'm gonna be 22, so I'm so far removed from that part of my life now. So it was really hard because there was this one mom asking questions about nursing, which I didn't even know we had a good nursing program at UMB, but I guess we do. And it was pretty obvious that the child was like 16 or 17 and didn't like really want to do nursing, but her mom kept asking questions about it and she looked so disinterested. It just kind of reminded me because those were kind of like the questions my mom would ask if she was there and if we were touring like as someone looking to attend the school. And really I haven't had like the normal college experience, and I think I'll maybe do a video on it because UMB was not my first choice. I was actually supposed to go to college out of the country, and literally a week or so before I was supposed to be on the plane heading there were some issues with the school actually, so I had to pivot really quickly. And I always wanted to move to Boston after college. I don't know why, but I just did. So I applied to UMB 2 days before admissions closed to see if I got in, and now I'm heading into my final like full year of school. I will hopefully graduate next December, and really I will only have 1 full year on campus, which sucks. So we were standing on the second floor of the like community center, I think is what it's called, looking out on the ocean, and I just realized, it just hit me and I almost started crying. I'm so far from like achieving my dreams, and I know I will achieve them one day, and I know I will get there. But just standing in this huge city that is 5 times bigger than my own city, really alone, technically, realizing just like how small we are in the whole world and how the world keeps moving around you and just how big the world is, I had really mixed feelings on it. And I remember like my mom messaged me right after the tour ended. I told her it would be like 90 minutes, so she messaged me right after it. She was like, how do you feel? And I said, I really feel weird. Luckily, those feelings all ended just a couple hours later. So the tour started at 10 a.m. We were out by 1:30 because I went to the bookstore, as you saw. By the time we waited for Uber. By the end of that like time period, I felt a lot better. At the end of the whole week, I am very excited. I feel like Boston is the city for me. Maybe not for the rest of my life. I don't think I'm gonna stay there for the rest of my life, but definitely for the next year or so. I'm really excited about that. I got everything done I wanted to do on my to-do list, and I'm gonna have a whole video on like my travel guide to Boston that's coming out in a couple weeks. I'm also gonna have a whole video on apartment hunting in a couple weeks coming out. I learned how to use a T, so I was very excited about that. I know I can get around now. Very confident in my abilities to thrive in the city. I'm very excited to move. I'm not excited about the prices. I knew it was expensive, but just like now really experiencing it, I'm like, oh wow. But I did do some calculations, and I feel like the price of living is so high. It's one of the highest cities to like cost of living in the United States. But I did the costs like comparison to what I pay now in Texas and how much you would spend a month on gas in a car, how much a membership to the T is, like a semester pass through the school, and it kind of evens out. It's actually less than having to gas up your Honda every week. If you don't understand that reference, it's from Friends. The school offers amazing discounts to like entertainments, like the sports games and shows in town, which I'm pretty excited for. And I did technically like grocery shop at Trader Joe's, and from what I saw, it's actually like less than here in Texas. So the price of apartment is really high, but like the other things kind of even out. So I won't be be spending more on that. Had mixed feelings at the beginning, but the trip did teach me at the end that I'm very capable to thrive, and also the abilities I have. So I have a whole video, but I shattered my ankle last July, which is why I didn't move to Boston last year, and that's why this trip happened. I have had fears with my ankle surgery, like I've wanted to change my lifestyle, be more healthy, be more fit, that sort of thing. But with this trip, it taught me I'm capable of those goals. So you're gonna see a different Serenity over the next couple months, next couple years. We are on a fitness journey now. We're gonna change our lifestyle, getting our 10,000 steps a day in, because you actually don't know what you're capable of until you're kind of thrown into the deep end. So for me, I didn't 10,000 steps sounds like a lot. It actually isn't when you are there and easily you are walking 15,000 steps a day. And then the next day I wasn't even sore. My legs weren't sore. My ankle with the metal in it wasn't sore. It taught me really that like you are capable of everything you want. And I really needed that. This trip really cleared up a lot of self-doubts I had in my own life, but also showed me what I'm capable of doing. So I'm very excited. I'm very excited for the new year, the content that is coming for when I live full-time in Boston. Hopefully we're going to make these like weekly vlogs. As a full-time college student living in the big city, I know, what do they even call Boston? Like, New York is the Big Apple. What is Boston? I just think of lobsters. I should also say that I'm a vegetarian. My grandma's a vegetarian. So we didn't eat like legal seafoods or anything like that. A lot of what we ate had to have vegetarian options. So I didn't do like those classic places like legal seafood, eating clam chowder at Quincy, that sort of thing. Really, if there's two vegetarians, why are we ordering a lobster roll? It's just gonna go to waste. But yeah, now let's cut back to me in the hotel in Boston. That's it for this vlog. Let me know if you enjoyed it. I'm sure you jumped back to me in my room in my hometown, but I'm filming this before. I really enjoyed Boston. I'm really excited to live here. I can really see myself becoming the person I want to be here, like the better version of myself. So I'm very, very excited. Yeah, follow along for that, for life as a college student, I guess. Love you, mean it, kisses, don't do things stupid, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you